creators, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am part of the Not Too Shabby Shop design team. Today I'm going to show you my November entry for Kendra's Card Challenge 20 using these wonderful goodies from the Not Too Shabby Shop. So I used the Make-A-Wish paper pad and coordinating ephemera, and then I also used this Say It With Birthday Style stamp set for a couple of sentiments on the cards. Now, I know I typically show you my whole process of making the cards, but silly me, thought I had turned on my camera as I was making my cards, and I had not. So it's really going to be more of a project share today, but I figured that's better than nothing, right? So I do have all my cards here in my plastic sleeves all completed. So I'll start by showing you each card individually, and then I'll show you all 15 put together. So here is card sketch number 1. And I love how we're able to use so many different squares of pattern paper here. And I didn't really pop up any of the ephemera on these. I was trying to finish in a hurry because it was getting late in the month and I had not had a chance to put my cards together. So card sketch number 1 completed. In fact, let me show you side by side with the sketch so you'll kind of get an idea of how I did. All right, let's look at card sketch number 2. Find a way to pile these out of my way. And then here's number 2. And I just love these pattern papers, and the ephemera goes perfectly with the pattern papers, of course, as usual. So here I used this piece of ephemera that says happy birthday for my rectangle piece here. And then I just added this ephemera of a little girl or of a young lady holding a bouquet of balloons. I think it turned out beautifully. Now, I will be sure to link to the Not Too Shabby Shop in the description box below, so you can take a peek at all the wonderful goodies that are available. Here is sketch number 3. And you'll see this is where I used the stamp set, and I used the sentiment that says born to stand out. And again, another piece of ephemera here. Now for my matte layers, I used a combination of different colors. So this one I used more of a teal, and you'll see on some I used pink. And I was just using up all my scraps of cardstock so that I could use as much as possible. Now here is sketch number 4. And here's all the beautiful pattern papers. Now what I did on this one, because I wanted to make sure I lined them up pretty well, was I flipped them upside down and taped them on the back. So really when I was attaching this, it was kind of like attaching one piece. And then of course, here's my sentiment that says happy birthday with this little ephemera piece of a young lady blowing out her candles and some ice cream cones. Alrighty, now let's get to sketch number 5 next. This is going to be a bit of a quicker video since I am just doing a project share. So sketch number 5, I used, so here on the sketches when you see white or gray or black, that means just use whatever cardstock or paper you'd like to use. So I chose to use some of the pattern paper as that layer. I just thought it was so cute with all the different images that show party celebration. And then I use this cute little cat ephemera and the stamp sentiment that says best wishes on your birthday. Alrighty, so let's take a look at sketch number 6. And here you'll see, instead of using a circle here, I grabbed this scallop circle ephemera from the pack of ephemera and place that on my stitch circle, and it simply says happy birthday. Really cute piece of ephemera there. That's the one thing I think is my favorite part about Not Too Shabby Goodies, is that the coordinating ephemera for the pattern paper just, oh, it's perfection. It coordinates so well and so beautifully. All right, so here is my sketch number 7. And see here, you can see I used some pink cardstock, again, using up my scraps. And here it says, Happy You Day. Again, another piece of ephemera there. And then for sketch number 8, I went back with more of that teal. You'll see I had a lot of the teal cardstock left in my scrap bin. And I simply layered it on there using more of the beautiful pattern paper and another one of these pieces of ephemera with a young lady holding a bouquet of balloons. All right, that was sketch number 8. Now, sketch number 9. What I did here was I dry fit this piece of pattern paper because this piece of pattern paper has this corner folded over. So you're seeing the two sides of the pattern paper. So I dry fit that on my matte layer, and then I went in and stamped my sentiment that says birthday wishes. That way when I attached this to my matte layer, I knew it was going to be placed correctly. And then I added this piece of ephemera, a bouquet of flowers. I think that's a really cute feminine birthday card. Alrighty, sketch number 10. Here I used an embossing folder I had in my stash. I don't really know where it's from. It doesn't have a name on it. It was one that was gifted to me years and years ago, but it just has a bunch of birthday sentiments all over it. So I embossed this teal cardstock, and then I went over it with some of my white pigment ink to help the embossed images stand out. And then, of course, all the little squares kind of tilted at different angles and a piece of ephemera there. So that was sketch number 10. For sketch 11, I again used that embossing folder, but I didn't do any ink blending over it. So I just left it as is, and I used it on this really pale pink cardstock. Then I added this little piece of ephemera that says yay, and this adorable little bunny holding some balloons. Okay, so for sketch number 12, I have this card here, and I stamped the sentiment that says happy birthday, and then I used 3 pieces of ephemera here. So here you'll see it has 3 stars there, but you can use whatever you'd like there. So I pulled in this little butterfly, birthday cake, and this young lady holding her stack of birthday gifts. Okay, that was sketch number 12. Now for sketch 13, here I did kind of dry fitting of these squares, so I knew where to stamp my sentiment that says happy birthday to you. And then I went ahead and attached them and added that bouquet of flowers ephemera piece. So I really like the way that one turned out too. And again, using all my scraps of colored cardstock. So that's sketch number 13. Here's sketch number 14, and I use a different pink cardstock here, and I did emboss it with that same embossing folder, and then added my pattern paper diagonally here as it calls for in the sketch. And then I added a piece of ephemera here that just says hooray. So I really think this little piece of ephemera kind of helps cheer up the card. Really cute. I love the little pink bow on the corner there. All right, that was sketch 14. And then last, but certainly not least, we have sketch 15. And here I stamped the sentiment on this little birthday party gift bag, and it says worth the wait. And then I added another little ephemera of this cute little kitty cat wearing the party hat. So let me lay out all 15 cards for you to take a look at. And I just love this beautiful, cheerful pattern paper. Just so adorable. Alrighty, so there's the first 5. Kind of make sure they're all in screen. And then here is my next 5. Looking so cheerful. And I'm glad I added all these cards to my birthday stash of birthday cards, because I find myself making so many other cards that I forget about making birthday cards. So this was a great way to add to my stash, because inevitably I have my kids or grandkids coming in and asking, hey, do you have a birthday card I could use? So now I know I have at least 15 that they could use. Now, also be sure to link to Kendra's Card Challenge 20 in the description box, just in case you'd like to play along. There's still going to be one more month, which is the month of December, for which you can join and play along with that challenge. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.